Hi guys, welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. Or if you're new, welcome. I'm Tracy. And I'm so grateful you took the time to stop by and craft with us, because the DIY project in this video far exceeded even my expectations. And when you see the end result, you'll see why. So let's go ahead and get started. Now here you'll see I'm just giving you a glimpse of some of the supplies we'll be using for this DIY project. But to start the project, you'll need 3 of these 1x2s cut to 12 inches long. Now I purchased these at the Dollar Tree and they were already cut at 12 inches. But if you can't find them at your Dollar Tree, you can always go to the local hardware store and buy a 1x2 and cut it down for yourself. Once you have your pieces of wood laid out, you'll then come in with a wood glue and glue them together. I'm going to be using this wood glue from the Dollar Tree. And once the pieces are glued together, I like to always bring in a piece of wax paper or parchment paper and put my object on that to dry. It just keeps the wood from drying to the surface you're working on. And trust me, I've learned this the hard way many times. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to move on to staining our board. Well, I'm going to stain mine, but you can paint it or stain it, whatever you prefer. I'm going to be using this gel stain by Americana in walnut. Okay, now that our stain has dried, we'll take our board and we'll flip it over because we want to add a sawtooth hanger to the back side. And to do that, you'll just measure it and just divide it in half and find the middle of your plaque. Then once that's done, you'll just take your sawtooth hanger and find the middle and just attach it with some nails. Once we have our hanger on, we'll set that aside and we're going to move on to another supply we'll be using, and that's going to be these puck lights. I purchased these from Walmart and I think they're a really great deal, not to mention their remote control, which really comes in handy for this DIY project. You'll also need some wooden discs of some sort. I'm going to be using these that I purchased from Walmart. Now, the other thing I loved about these puck lights is they came with all the batteries. And as I'm showing you here, each puck light takes 3 batteries. Now that we have the batteries in our puck light, we're going to come in and we're going to paint them a black. We're going to paint the outside of the puck light, the white part, black, and we're also going to paint the wooden disc black. Now to do the puck light, I just taped off the light portion of the puck light with some painter's tape. And once that's done, I just took them outside and spray painted them black. And to finish off the pieces, to make them weatherproof, I took them all 3 outside and sprayed them with a Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel. This is a very beneficial step if you're going to be using them in an outdoor setting. Okay, that looks great. Now we're just going to set our wood plaque aside and we're going to bring in our wire basket from the Dollar Tree. Now they come in gold and black. I'm not sure if they come in any other colors. All I saw was gold and black, but I chose the black because it was perfect for my project. And we're also bringing back in our painted puck light and our little wood disc that we painted black. If you haven't yet removed your painter's tape from your puck light, now would be the time to do that. For this step, we want to attach the puck light to the inside of our wire basket. And to do that, we'll just flip it over. We're going to put the wood disc right in the center of our basket. Then we will take the puck light and the construction adhesive. We'll apply that to the back side of our puck light, making sure that there is enough to where it will adhere to the wooden disc on the bottom of the basket. Just make sure to use enough adhesive to where it is thick, but not too thick where it oozes out the sides of your puck light. Okay, now that we have our puck light glued into the bottom of our basket, we set that aside to dry, and we bring back in our stained plaque along with our metal garden hanger. The Dollar Tree version metal hanger came with its own screws, but the screws were just a little bit too long for the project. They would have poked out the back. So just make sure that your screws are no longer than the piece of wood you're using is thick. Now that we have the right size screw, we move on to attaching our bracket. And the Dollar Tree bracket is a little tricky to attach because the screws are in a position where you cannot get your screwdriver in there to tighten them up properly. So to remedy that, I came in and I marked the holes where the bracket would be, and I pre-drilled each hole with the screws. That way it makes screwing in the screws to the wood once the bracket is on there a little bit easier. I then hand tightened as far as I could. Then I took the end of my screwdriver, which was a Phillips head, and a pair of pliers, and I finished tightening both screws. Now we're rounding the corner and we're heading into the final stretch of this project, and that's going to be attaching the wire basket to the bottom side of our metal bracket. You just start by finding where you want your basket to sit, and then you'll apply the adhesive to the bottom side of the bracket and just attach your wire basket. I would recommend letting this adhesive dry overnight, but it usually dries pretty solid in 4 to 5 hours. And once the adhesive dries, you're left with this beautiful rustic modern wall sconce. Hey guys, that wraps it up for another DIY craft, and I think it turned out quite adorable. I'm going to make 2 more of these, and I'm going to hang them above a set of French doors I have that go out to my screened-in patio. I think that's going to look gorgeous. And I love the kind of nod to the modern, rustic kind of Barndominium style that's been trending lately, and I think it's going to look beautiful. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my subscribers. I'm so grateful to have you, and I love each and every one of you. And I have to announce that we, yes we, including you, have reached a goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we are climbing. And like I like to say, YouTube calls you subscribers, but I like to call you my crafting friends. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so, because we would love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Well, until next week, happy crafting!